that's where that residual train comes from. So if you can throw that with a little bit of life insurance too, you can likely, you can likely have, where you're making, say somebody's making 150, 200,000 from their life sales a year, but then they're piling that on a few years in, they have 1,000 Medicare clients. Now they got 270,000 coming naturally. Plus they're writing, their $250,000 worth of life commissions they're getting. Now that's on top of the 270. Now they're easily making 520,000 doing the same amount of work they've been doing all along.
We should just have a bomb go off right there, just a big grenade. We need sound effects, yeah. Austin, insert sound effects right there. Create a meme or a GIF, whatever you call that, and let's put that out there. And that could be the YouTube thumbnail. Most of the listeners on this podcast, and I know you're going to share this on your own platforms, but most of our podcast listeners or watchers on YouTube are life people, and they're going. What's the difference between a Medicare supplement and a Medicare Advantage? I know you explained it just kind of briefly. Yeah. Can you touch on that and just take us a little bit deeper?
And start with Medicare. Just
okay.
Clearly what Medicare is, as simple as possible. I'm a little slow on the uptake.
Yeah. So let's say you've worked your entire life.
Yeah.
You've worked at Ashley Furniture and you've been throwing couches around and your back's breaking to death, and you finally reach 64 in 9 months and you're like, God, I can't wait to get out of here. But what am I going to do about health insurance? Well, here comes Medicare. And the way Medicare works is it starts the month you turn 65.
Now, this is in America. Obviously, we have listeners all over the world. Yeah, so what you guys have in your countries, I'm not sure. But for Americans, this is the American system.
This is the United States federal, healthcare system for retirees, for people who have earned it by aging in. Okay. Right now, the Medicare age-in time is 65. When you go on Medicare, you have Part A and B, which A is just hospitalization, B is medical. These parts are goofy. It's really just like that Part A and B is on one card, and that card is like a group health insurance card. Like you have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay. That's what it's like. It's like having Blue Cross Blue Shield, except, with your Blue Cross Blue Shield, you have 80-20 coinsurance, and the 20 is capped. So they're saying, but the most you can be out of pocket in a year is $5,000. Well, Medicare doesn't cap that 20%. There's no stop loss on it. Okay. And if you've ever, I'm sure you've heard horror stories of people having $1 million hospital bills. Mm-hmm. Well, 20% of that's $200,000. So you can do two things with that Medicare. You can put them on a Medicare supplement, which is a plan with a premium that comes in and fills up all the gaps and puts a stop loss on the Medicare A and B, or you can go with a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plans came about in the early 2000s, and they're a push for privatized Medicare options. And the market is trending that way. Medicare supplement enrollment rates are still on the increase, but Medicare Advantage is growing at a much more rapid rate. What those plans are, you go on that. You no longer have A and B. Now, you're not forfeiting the A and B. You can go back to it, but you're basically saying, hey, Humana or United Healthcare or Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield, I'm going to take your Medicare Advantage option, and I'm going to let you administer my health benefits instead of the federal government. Now, why would you do that? Well, they throw in a lot of extra stuff. They're going to put a maximum out of pocket on it, first of all. So it's got a stop loss now. And then it's reducing your out of pocket to copays. You have a $5 copay, $10, $20, depending on the service. But also they throw a lot of that dental, vision, and hearing at you and extra benefits. And that's where all the Joe Namath TV commercials come from, is he's just paraphrasing things to try to gain interest. He's trying to say the things that make people go, ooh, I want some of that. And that's what those plans are. The Medicare Advantage plan is just a private Medicare option. Typically doesn't cost anything for the client. They can go on it. And interestingly, you can sell the zero premium plan. Now, the best agents sell the zero premium plan and then cross-sell it with some other health products that help maybe fill in some little smaller gaps, like, up to their maximum out of pocket.
Is life products an option there on that?
What's that?
Is life products an option there on that cross-sell?
So when this gets into the, and I think this will change over time, but this gets into the regulation behind it.
Compliance
Life products are certainly an option. Two ways. One, you sell the life first. Now they're in your book of business. You can turn right back around and help them with the Medicare. If you were selling the life first, if you were coming to that prospect, you're already writing a final expense. Mrs. Jones, now that we've gotten you this Forester's Plan Right $10,000 whole life benefit and your burial is covered, you don't have to worry about that. Let me ask you something. Do you have Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan right now? Oh, you do? Well, I help with that too. You could pivot that way. Now, if the plan originates or the sale originates on a Medicare Advantage sale, then you actually need to schedule a follow-up appointment to come back and talk about life. But you certainly can. And it's a great way to get in the door, build the relationship. It's profitable. It's paying your residual income. It's an amazing business. And you just created a lead for life that paid for itself.
So life insurance is state regulated as far as the regulation and the governing bodies. And Medicare is a federally regulated program. So it's the federal government, the money that most citizens have paid in most of their life to as a benefit to receive. The government wants to offload that to private companies for Medicare Advantage plans and saying these companies like Humana or United Healthcare or Aetna or whomever, you guys can likely administer this better than we can, and we'd like to pay you to handle it. And then an agent comes in, one of your agents, one of our agents, someone's working in this space and says, I can help you understand the products, I can educate you, and I can help you choose the best plan for you. And even though it might be zero cost to the client on a Medicare Advantage plan, the agent gets paid.
Yeah, because when the carrier takes on the risk instead of the federal government, the premium that the federal government pays them is substantial. It could be 10, 11, 12,000 a year. It could be more than that if it's a dual special needs client that has Medicare and Medicaid. I've heard of it being as high as 38, 39,000 a year.
That they're paying to the insurance companies.
They're paying to the insurance companies
to manage the risk.
How do we become one of those, Justin?
So I mean, shoot, I know agents that have gone that route and started their own insurance companies, and I definitely don't think it's off the table, guys.
I just need 5 clients. That's it.
That's right. I think you need a few $1 million just sitting around, or somebody with a few $1 million just sitting around.
Back there. Yeah. Where do we write the check?
You guys are halfway there.
That's right.
But yeah, with these federal programs, they're getting paid. And so CMS sets out parameters on how much the plan is allowed to pay. CMS is the Center for Medicare Services.
Okay.
And they dictate how much the plans are allowed to pay us. Okay. So instead of it being a percentage of premium, since there is none, it's fee-based. And but that fee is compounding for you to manage that client, which, spoiler alert, it doesn't require a lot of management typically, and you can hire admin people to do that kind of stuff. But that management of that client, dictates an annual fee. And there are also administrative fees tied into this. So there's room to recruit, there's marketing reimbursement, but there's different ways to get paid in that. But the core of it is a $539. It just went up, but I don't know the new numbers that well. $539 for somebody, say, new to Medicare, and you're signing them up on an Advantage plan, and then about $270 renewal every year. So you get 1,000 of those clients, you have $270,000 coming in a year just in the base renewal. Now, another spoiler, if you have 1,000 clients, you deserve more than just the 270. You can probably negotiate some bigger contracts at that point, or even before that. But that's where that residual train comes from. So if you can throw that with a little bit of life insurance too, you can likely have, where you're making, say somebody's making 150, 200,000 from their life sales a year, but then they're piling that on a few years in, they have 1,000 Medicare clients. Now they got 270,000 coming naturally, plus they're writing, their $250,000 worth of life commissions they're getting. Now that's on top of the 270. Now they're easily making 520,000 doing the same amount of work they've been doing all along.
That's strong.
We should just have a bomb go off right there, just a big grenade. We need sound effects. Austin, insert sound effects right there. Create a meme or a GIF, whatever you call that, and let's put that out there. And that could be the YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, Medicare is a great gravy train. But I'm not the guy that's going to say, you should do Medicare over something else. My good friend Brandon Clay talks about it. He has a book too. I'm going to pun his book. It's called Six Steps to Six Figures. And he talks about selling final expense and life insurance and writing Medicare simultaneously is the perfect combination for an agent to start out on, because you need that money from life insurance now. But you write that Medicare in the meantime, and you can finally take a little bit of a break at some point because you're building up that residual income. I had a guy when I first started consulting agents. This guy scheduled a consulting call. I used to do individual consulting calls with him. Guy gets on the phone with me and he says, Justin, for years I've been selling 150, 200,000, 250,000 in life premium. And I love it, and I'm making money. But I want a trip to Cancun with one of these carriers, and I was down there in the swimming pool, and all I could think about was I got to get back, because if I don't write any premium, I'm not going to have any money coming in when I get back.
Yeah.
But in Medicare, you have a little bit, now you're always going to have more if you can keep working, but it's not going to just fall off like that. And now there's obviously some residual in life too. It's just a different model. So,
Chris, I'm going to take this next one, and then I can throw it over to you. I'm sure you got some questions as well.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you got value out of it, please subscribe right here and this button, this button, or you can continue watching videos there. Thanks for watching.